Hey everybody, thanks so much for joining. I'm actually going to give just another minute or two to let some more people join, and then we will start shortly. All right, for anyone joining right now, we're just giving it a couple more minutes, and we will begin in just a second. All right, let's go ahead and get started. So thank you so much, everybody, for joining, and welcome to this week's webinar. My name is McLean Keene, and I am the marketing manager at Bandwango. And I have one of my colleagues on today, Danny Floyd. She's our customer success director. She is the expert in all things experience builder. So we're going to have her hop on in just a second, kind of hop in the back end and show us how to work it. We're also so thrilled to have one of our wonderful partners, Amber Treviso, on as well. She is the events and special projects manager at Visit Cheyenne, and she has done a really great job creating a Bandwango pass and also utilizing the new feature that we're going to talk about today. So we'll have her show her pass as well and talk about it. So just a reminder, if you haven't joined these webinars, this is part of our weekly Experience Builder webinar series where we take a closer look at some of the new and exciting features in our platform. And today we're going to be talking about our next product feature, which is quizzes. So we will go ahead and get started. So just a reminder, if you haven't been in Experience Builder, if you haven't been able to join one of these webinars so far, Experience Builder is our new platform that we've launched to make the entire pass building process easier. So it's easy to build passes. It's also really easy to launch and manage them once they're live, all in one place. And I'm sure a lot of you know historically our team has managed the entire building process on behalf of our customers. So in the past, that's taken around 45 to 90 days for the whole process. We used Asana as a management platform. We set up multiple meetings, and there was a lot that we did that was very manual, and it was pretty time consuming from start to finish for both parties involved. But now with Experience Builder, we've reduced that build time. So now we see typically as little, as build time is little down to as little as a day. We've had a couple clients that have even built passes in just a couple hours. So it's really, really quick. With our self-guided pass builder, all of the templates and automation, it's so much easier, so much quicker, and so much more efficient. And it really has just created a very seamless pass management process for all of our customers. So today we're going to be talking about quizzes. We recently released this feature a few months ago. We're super excited about it. It's been really great. Quizzes make it really easy for pass holders to check in at your local businesses and different locations or on your pass. So we have a lot of customers that come to us and they want to create gamified check-in challenges, which is basically where they create a pass. They incentivize pass holders to check into different locations around their pass and around their community, and then they can win prizes. So historically, really in the past, we've offered GPS check-in or you could use a PIN number, and that's how you would check into those locations. And if you did join last week, we hosted a webinar where Mo talked about another product feature, which is the option for QR codes. So you can print those QR codes out on, different assets or however you want, printable, spaces around your location, and anyone can pull up their phone, scan the QR code, and then check into the pass. So those are our options right now, but the quizzes are another check-in option. So basically you create the questions and the answers, and then the pass holders can check in by correctly answering those questions. We have the option to use, single or multiple correct answers. Another cool feature too is you can add a secondary validation method through GPS so that you can make sure that people are actually where they say they are when they check in. You guys have full control over, the structure and how you want to set it up. So you can choose the number of attempts a user gets, the time between attempts, and any points awarded for correct answers. It's really just a fun way to engage your pass holders, to make it fun. If you have a pass or maybe something that's a pass refresh, it's a great way to make it new and exciting. Another cool thing that we love too is if you're ever in a space where maybe that GPS validation method isn't working, or you're in a space with lots of buildings and you know that GPS could potentially be blocked, quizzes is another great option to have people check in. It's also fun to have people just really engage with local businesses. Maybe you create questions about those local businesses or about your destination, and then you have people learning at the same time. And, everybody loves to have their knowledge tested. We look at how popular trivia nights are or Trivial Pursuit games. It's really fun. It's just a great way to make it more interactive. And obviously here at Bandwango, we want to create multiple, innovations and great ways to check in so that you can use, and depending on what the goal of your pass is, you can choose between what kind of validation method you want. So like I said, we have Amber on the call. We're super excited. Amber, you've done such a great job creating your Pair of Pronghorns scavenger hunt pass. And I would love to just turn it over to you. And if you want to just give an introduction and talk a little bit more about your pass and how you guys have utilized the quiz feature.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks so much for having me here today. I'm really thrilled to be able to promote this product because it's really awesome. So I cannot take credit for building the content of this pass. My predecessor actually built out this pass a few years ago. So I didn't have to recreate any of the content. I just had to go in and enter it into the new pass system so that it functions with the updated tools that we're using with this quiz pass. But an overview of the pass, it's a fun, family-friendly pass that we offer to our visitors. We have a 5-foot cutout down by our visitor center with a QR code to the pass for people to download it. And it's just a fun, interactive way for our visitors, especially those with children, to explore our downtown area. And it just makes it a little more interactive for them and provides them with a lot of history on the surrounding area. So again, I didn't build this necessarily. I just kind of had to copy and paste the pieces back into the new system, which took me about 4 to 6 hours to go in and make sure everything was the way that we wanted it to look. And we had previously had this quiz set up with the PIN code answers. So I just had to go in and change it to like a multiple choice option, which was even better. So it took me about 4 to 6 hours to rebuild it. But even if I had to rebuild it, had to build it from scratch, me and my best friend ChatGPT probably could have still built this whole pass in a day. The Bandwango system the new system is really intuitive to use. And so I didn't really have a lot of issues just walking through the steps to get this pass rebuilt.
Awesome.
So again, the purpose of it is just to enhance the visitor engagement with their, tour around our city. And we feel like this helps with the interactive learning. It helps people remember facts about Cheyenne or interesting information. And that just creates a more memorable experience for our visitors when they come. So our pass in particular, we like to focus on our public art in downtown. We have a lot of unique features in our murals and just certain things that we have in our sidewalks. We have some horseshoes embedded in one of our sidewalks. So we used a lot for our questions. We used a lot of visual questions that could be answered by counting the number of horseshoes. So it's easy and engaging for children of all ages, but it uses those visual cues for people to engage with the pass and answer those questions accurately.
Yeah, and I love that too because it gets kids involved. So you have, another way to get them interacting with the past, and it's probably just really fun, especially for families too.
Yeah, it absolutely is. When you have kids, it's fun. They find walking around downtown rather boring. But when you engage them in this way where they're actually looking for something or have a question that they have to answer and then they're going to get a prize at the end, it just makes it that much more engaging for them, and a lot more fun.
Yeah.
So we have actually, after building this pass, we started considering what other ways we could utilize this. We have a historic pub crawl that we do every year. And so I think this year we're going to add this option as a check-in for those and have our participants with that pub crawl engage in like a history lesson quiz at each location, which is fun. And also for our locals, that helps them become more familiar with their own community. And again, building out this pass was really easy, very intuitive system to use. And the Bandwango support team is amazing at answering any questions that I ever have. At the end, when I think I'm done building the pass, I send it. I let them know that I'm done with it, and they audit it and then give me feedback on ways that we can improve it or anything that I maybe overlooked, or especially with like the frequently asked questions that we might need to modify those a little bit. So the process has been super simple, super easy. The Bandwango team has been amazing at helping us with working through building any of these passes. But again, it's just really easy, and I encourage everyone to use it because it's actually pretty fun.
Well, we love to hear that. And I think what's so cool about the quizzes too is, like you said, it kind of depends on your goal. It's a great way to use them. So if you want to get kids involved, it's a great way to do that. If your goal is to get people to know more about your destination, then you can kind of cater the answers and the questions to be that. So we really love it. You created a really cute pass and really great quiz answers. I'm going to turn it over to Danny, and she's going to show us how to use that pass and use the quizzes in real time.
All right. Hello, everybody. I'm excited to be here today to show you guys Amber's hard work. First, we're going to go over just what her pass looks like and go through the flow of what that check-in looks like once you answer that question correctly. And then we'll go into Experience Builder and actually build out a test quiz question so we can see the exact requirements when you're setting up these questions. And then we'll add it to a test pass, just so everybody on this call understands that full process of what it looks like while we're here today. So give me just 1 second while I share my screen. Let's see here. Can everybody see my pass okay?
Looks good.
McLean, you can see it. Perfect. Thank you. All right. So here is the pair of pronghorns scavenger hunt that Cheyenne did. A really cute pass. This has been a pass that has existed for quite some time. And like Amber said, she came in here and did updates to this pass, and it looks amazing. So when you first come to it, you see all of your normal venues like you normally would on a pass. But instead of check-in, she had put in answer the quiz question. This whole section, you can manage your language to match exactly what you're looking for. So just for the sake of this call today, we're just going to go through this 1001 Wonders quiz question. So when I click into it, I'll come into the quiz question again. It's going to say, ready for your next adventure, take the quiz to check in. So we'd hit take the quiz to check in, and now it's going to ask us our question. How many horses are in the Howdy from Cheyenne mural? Amber, can you give us that answer?
It's 4.
4, thank you. I'm going to show you guys what it looks like if I guess wrong first. Oops, try again. So it's going to be blocked out until you actually click something, and then we'll try again.
Oh, maybe there's only 3.
No worries.
I should know my own answer.
There we go. 3 o'clock. Sorry, 3 o'clock. 3 total horses. You get this great job little message, and then I was rewarded that 1 point for my check-in. So that's what it looks like from a pass holder's perspective. when they are actually using your check-in quiz pass. Now, I did remove the GPS validation from this specific question so I could show you guys today what it looks like. If I had GPS tied to it, because I'm on desktop, it wouldn't let me fully go through the process of this check-in. So know that if you guys you do tie GPS to it and it's wanting you to be in the location, that's why you need to physically be there in order to go through that process. However, when we are setting up this new test today, there is a way that you can preview these questions without going through GPS. So let me show you that. I'm going to stop sharing the screen and go to my next. Apologies as I'm getting there. Let's see. Here we are. Okay, can you guys see my things to do? Okay, McLean and Amber?
Yep, we can see it.
Perfect. Alrighty, so we are in our lovely experience builder. Today I'm working out of our test partner, just so we can go through this process together. But when you log into Experience Builder, so app.bandwango.com, you should automatically come to this passes page. Passes is obviously anything to do with any pass that you create within our system. When we are creating these quiz check-in challenges, my recommendation is always to create your quiz check-ins first. So you'll want to come over to things, which anything that is redeemable on the pass is going to be things. So any coupons, any menus, and any quiz questions, anything like that, they're going to be living in this things section. You can see that we have a whole bunch of inventory of stuff that we've just been testing in our test partner. So we can go ahead and ignore that stuff. I'm going to create a new thing. And then I'm going to choose the correct product. We want to do a check-in quiz for this scenario here. Now, if I hit next, it's going to populate a full new page for me so we can go through all of the details of our new check-in quiz. The first question, it's going to ask us which place we would like this tied to. We're going to put 3J's Cafe. You can put in a brief description, answer the test question correct to receive your points. And then the question. So whatever question we want to ask. In this scenario, I'm going to say, how many customers is Bandwango trying to send into merchants' doors? And then you come down and come to your answer key. So if there's going to be multiple correct answers, meaning not only one multiple choice, one of these answers is correct, you can select more than one option. For the most part, I will say that we're going to do, multiple choice having one correct answer. But I will show you what that looks like. So for this first one, plug in whatever you want to do, and then you'll just choose whichever one is correct. So we'll say 1 million, 5 million, 50 million, or 10 million. The correct answer in this case for this question is 10 million. So we're going to go ahead and select that as our correct answer right there. Now, when I scroll down to settings, it asks you to fill in a success message. Now, you can just say correct, which is already added in there. You can come in here and use our WYSIWYG to make this appear however you want. You also have the ability to hyperlink. So if you have a source maybe that you want to hyperlink within the message that comes after you answer the question correctly, you can do so here. Here's that hyperlink right here. You would just add it in and add it to the word. Scrolling down, we're now going to come down to retries and cooldown. Retries and cooldown are letting you know how many times you're giving your customers in order to answer the question correct. And cooldown is how many seconds, minutes, hours in between those tries are you allowing. I would always recommend, it's completely up to you guys, but in the most that I've set up, I've seen that we want to give probably as many answers to as questions there are, because we really do want people in here getting their points, right? So I'm going to say we want to give them 4 chances to get it right. And then the cooldown unit is how much time in between those their answers can they guess again. So I'm going to say in between each guess, they need to wait 5 seconds for that cooldown. Here is where we would enable that GPS validation if you want it enabled. And then you have the full ability to come in here and customize your language. I'm going to leave it as is, and we're going to save and preview. Now, while this is loading, you'll see that it's going to pull up exactly what it's going to look like on the pass, which is a really nice thing to see as you're in here and you're going through this flow. So we'll see that we have our check-in quiz with the description I plugged in. Once I hit take quiz to check in, it wants me to go through this. I'm going to select my correct answer, hit submit. There is my language of correct. Once I submit this, and I think everything looks good to go, it's now going to kick me out of this little window right here. It's going to pull me back out to my things page. So now we know that my check-in quiz is created for 3J's Cafe. So my recommendation would be to go through all of your quizzes, add them all this way, and then come in and create your pass. So to create your pass, it's just like our normal flow if you've ever been in here before, but I'm going to point out just a couple things that's important that we need to pay attention to when we're creating a check-in quiz pass. So coming to passes, I'm going to click in there, and then I'm going to build a brand new pass for you guys. And we're really just going to add one location to this pass so you can see that flow. By hitting new pass, it's going to populate a new menu. This is what we call our pass builder menu. Over here is our global menu. We were working out a global earlier, putting our things, our quizzes together. And now we're in our pass builder. So first question is, well, what type of pass are you doing? Now, this is a very important section right here. We need to put gamified quiz check-in pass. If you guys try to add a quiz question to a savings pass or just a normal gamified pass or a restaurant week, it won't read that template, unfortunately. So you have to use the template of gamified quiz check-in pass in order for it to pull in your check-in questions. So once I'm there, I'm just going to fill in this section right here, but you would fill in any relative information that goes along with your pass. This is our test pass today. And it looks like it wants me to plug in a launch date. So what this launch date tells us is just internal for our team to see where you're at in the process of building your pass. Now that I can hit save, it's going to populate a whole nother menu for us in our pass builder menu. I'm going to skip past this details page, and I'm going to go to our places to go because we want to get this location added to our pass. The good thing about places to go and things to do is if we've already been creating our locations and our things to do over here in our global menu in our network, we can pull from our network. So if I hit from my network, I want to look for that 3J's Cafe because we know that's where I tied that check-in quiz to. So I can directly just add them right here, and it's going to pull through that location here for me. Now you'll notice if you're used to making a gamified pass that there is no check-in validation here. That is because we are using a completely different template for our check-ins. So in order to add that question, I'm going to go to things to do, and we're going to pull from our network again. And the great thing about pulling from your existing network is it's only going to pull through existing inventory that applies to any location on the pass. So we can see we have all of these 3J's cafes that we've created. Here's our check-in quiz. I'm going to go ahead and select it and hit add. Now, when I save it to my pass, I have successfully added that check-in quiz. But I don't want to stop there, guys. We want to always preview it once you get your locations added. So recommendation after you're going through that process, come to preview and make sure it looks good on your pass as well. You can just scroll down. This fully doesn't load all of the content, but it doesn't load the important stuff that we need to make sure is appearing on our passes. So you can't see like the venue image right here, but once you click into 3J's Cafe, you can actually go through that whole process of doing that check-in quiz. So we can see what it looks like to the pass holder again from this perspective. And that is how we get our locations, our quizzes added to our passes, and we create a new pass and experience builder. I know that was a brief overview, But I hope this helps. I'm going to pass it off to McLean to finish up the rest of the webinar.
Thanks, Danny. Yeah, it's super easy. If you guys have any questions too, you can always join Intercom, which is in our the Experience Builder platform. You can also reach out to success@bandwango.com and we will answer any questions there. Thank you, everybody, for joining. Thanks, Amber, for hopping on and presenting today. We've had quite a few webinars. We have them every Thursday at 10 a.m. Mountain Time. Next week, we'll be talking about prize fulfillment and then channel management and merchant portal. These are super helpful, so we really, really encourage you to join. And again, we have the QR code right there on the slide. If you want to scan that, you can register. We also have that link below. It's on our website, it's on our social channels, or, reach out to our team. But we would love to see you soon. So thank you again, everybody, for joining, and we hope to see you at the next one.